Hello Chesterton students, Miss Shannon in the Hawthorne Gardens today. I am on my way over to the Chesterton Gardens, but I'm making a stop here first because I am grabbing some red wiggler worms. That's right, we are setting up a vermicompost bin at Chesterton today, but we have the bin, we just don't have the worms yet. I figured Hawthorne has plenty of worms. We can grab some from Hawthorne, and we know that they're going to continue to reproduce here and multiply, and bring them over to Chesterton, reproduce and multiply, and we will have some beautiful black gold worm castings from the red wiggler worm. So let's take a look and see what we have here at Hawthorne. Inside our bin, we have plenty of worms. If I pull that apart, you will see we can borrow some worms from here. So we have a good amount. We're probably looking for some big piles of worms, so usually they're kind of congregating on a bunch of food. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, this is really good vermicompost right here. Keep digging. Same thing, got a few worms here. It's a little tough to do with one hand. Usually I get both hands down in here. All right, well, we'll make sure we get some big piles of worms. Usually, you know, they're munching on a potato or all over like an old avocado or something. But here's some of your worms. Let me use both hands and I'll show you what we're bringing over to Chesterton. All right, here we go. Look at my hand. Here is a good pile of worms. There we go. Just grab all of these guys, like a little cup of cabbage here, and we'll add them to the bowls I have set up here. That's some good worms. So we've got a few containers. The worms are decomposing this cabbage head here, which is awesome. Put that one back in there. But we got a lot of worms here, guys. Plenty of worms to send over to Chesterton. So, see, the deeper I dig, the more worms I pull out. Check it out. That's some good stuff, you guys. So good for your gardens. Got a couple bowls worth. Wormy worms. You can see all life cycles here. We have adults. We have some that are about to give birth. We have babies. All right, I think we've got our worm population ready for Chesterton. See you over there. Okay, I made it to your gardens, and now it's time to set up the vermicompost bin. So this is a tower with a couple of levels. We only need 2 of the levels right now. We'll take the other 2 off, and the idea is to put the worms from Hawthorne at the bottom. We want them to move up to the food, leaving the castings or the worm poop, which is so good for our garden beds, behind. So I'm gonna have to put the camera down, maybe set it up on time lapse, and you will see how we assemble the bed. Here we go. A couple of things first. So those are the worms we brought over from Hawthorne. We have some food set up for them. I brought in some frozen scraps of strawberry, banana, kiwi. They like the really juicy stuff, and the frozen part makes it even easier for the worms to break down the food. Okay, so they're actually gonna be eating the decomposing food as it rots and turn it into this black gold. We also have some eggshells, and that is the grit so that they can digest their food a little bit better. We have coffee grounds, and then we're gonna use some wet newspaper. They're actually like mailers that come from the grocery store. We're gonna put that on top of the food because worms need moisture, they can dry out, and we have some shredded paper in there too so that they can make bedding. So I set it up over here in the corner. We have some tree coverage because we do not want the worms to overheat. So they can dry out. That's why we have the moisture. We're gonna keep this whole tower in the shade so that they do not overheat. our completed vermicompost bin. Now just remember, the worms are not in this top tray. Okay, that's where we want them to end up. They're in this bottom tray. So if you come out here, you need to ask your teachers to take off this top tray, and then you can look in the bottom tray to see the worms. Worm castings, here we come. And before I left your gardens, I had to show you a couple of things I harvested because they were ready to harvest. So you have some short and sweet carrots, and I was deceived. I thought the rainbow carrots were ready to be harvested based on how big and fluffy the tops were, but they're not looking so good. So I'm really excited about the short and sweets. Kind of disappointed with these, but it could have been my fault because I don't think I thinned them properly, and maybe I had too much nitrogen in the soil. So the root part was not developing properly. So I always have to look back at something I may have done to contribute to the carrots not developing quite right, but the short and sweets look good. Okay, so let's go back over here, and I wanted to show you what was going on here. You have radishes, beautiful, beautiful radishes ready to be harvested. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick these out, guys, because I think maybe some teachers would like these, and they're ready to go. If I leave them in too long, the bugs will start eating them. So let's take them and deliver them to some teachers, because that is what this garden is all about. It's about community. Oh, look at that one. That one's split. Probably a little moisture stress there, so we probably won't give that one away. What's this one looking like? That one's pretty. This is that Cook's Custom Blend, so it almost kind of looks like a rainbow a little bit. There's a few more in here that'll probably leave. That one's not looking so good. We'll take that one out. Let's see here. This one's good. That one's got a lot of bug damage on it, so we'll put that into the compost. A few more, guys. And then we'll have some room to plant some other things right here too, which will be good. Good, good, good. Oh, that's a French breakfast radish. That's really pretty. A little bit longer, not so globe-shaped. Okay, some little ones. Some ones that aren't developing because they're underneath the irrigation lines. And there's a good one right there. Very nice. That's a good one, guys. Again, I wish you were here to see all this, but that's why I'm filming everything, so you guys don't miss anything. The pretty one. All right, so we'll rinse these off, get them over. Oh, there's another French breakfast radish. It's long and it's got this ombre color where it fades from red to pink to white. Love it. Love it. All right, so let's go get these rinsed, get them up to your teachers and your principal, and we will see you next time.